Hey everybody! Ew. It's me, Fanfiction Robbie. So I'm going to be continuing where I left off last time, which was chapter 2. So let's just dive right into it, because I honestly have no idea what to say. Alright. My dear Fluttershy, I had no idea you had such a lovely voice. God. Oof. Because, if you guys didn't know, there is an audio drama of this. And the picture that they used for that line was, it gave me shivers. She was frozen in place and had lost all knowledge of speech. She could not even scream. A cry from a familiar voice broke her out of her trance. Get off of her! Rainbow Dash cut between them and protectively moved her friend behind her. I was about to say move behind her friend behind her. Hey, it's late. Even though it says it's like 10:34, that's late for me, because our parents, because I have a younger brother, they're having us kind of starting to get back into that, go to bed early routine, because school for us starts on the 28th, and that's pretty damn soon. Right. So, what? The Draconicus... I'm already fucking up, and it's not even, it's not even a minute. What? The Draconicus shrugged innocently. You were only dancing. Discord. Twilight growled between her teeth. Ah, Twilight Sparkle, or should I say, Your Highness. Surprised to see me? Well, it certainly has been a while since we last met. Sorry I didn't send you a postcard. He glanced down at the fillies on stage. Wow, if it isn't my three little saviors. Applebloom and Sweetie Belle hid behind their sisters, while Scootaloo sought protection from her closest adult, Pinkie. From the closest adult, Pinkie. I would have thought she would have, went behind, Rainbow Dash, but whatever. Stop stalling, Discord, the princess bellowed. Why are you here? I thought it was obvious. I've come to take over Equestria. The crowd gasped. Oh, wow, we totally didn't see that coming. Not. The orphans cowered in fear and huddled around Applejack. Huh, Twilight smirked. You should have stayed in hiding, Discord. Now that you've revealed yourself, we can turn you into stone. Oh, really? Discord said. As I recall, you need the elements of harmony for that. Oh man, I thought I was gonna burp. Because I had a burp coming up. Sorry, that sounded really gross. I'm disgusting, I admit. Yes, exact. She looked around at her friends and realized they weren't wearing their necklaces. Then she remembered that they had stopped wearing them after a year when they figured Discord was never returning. She felt foolish now. Oh, bitch, you should be. Oh my god, that was so mean. Wait a minute, I'm not nice. Why do I care? Then again, I love all these characters to death, and every time something bad happens to them, even if it's rarity, and I said in my earlier videos, that I really don't care for Rarity. I don't know, I just find her annoying. She reminds me of the girls that go to my school. They only care about their looks and stuff. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone can relate to that. But she stood defiantly. We don't need the elements of harmony to teach you a lesson. Light enveloped Twilight's horn as she prepared a spell. Discord raised an eyebrow. You're kidding, right? She shot a purple beam at him to show him that she wasn't kidding. He swatted it away as if it were a housefly. You really think that's gonna stop me? Have you forgotten? Then he snapped his eagle talons, and Twilight's horn disappeared. Hey! She cried. Give that back! Really, Twilight Sparkle? Are you as big a stick in the mud as Celestia? Nailed it. Okay. He snapped his fingers again, and a puddle of mud appeared beneath the alicorn's hooves. Pinkie Pie snickered. Stick in the mud? That's funny. Twilight groaned. Why can't I read? I really need to go back to school. Twilight groaned and used her wings to pull herself out. Just you wait until Princess Celestia gets back. She'll give you your just desserts. Discord clutched his stomach as he laughed. What's the matter, Twilight? Can't run a kingdom by yourself? You need Mommy Celestia to come and make everything all better? Hey, Rainbow Dash shouted. No pony insults my friends and gets away with it. She charged toward him. Kill myself. But he only had to step off to the side to dodge her. Rainbow hit a pillar, almost causing it to fall. Have you ponies learnt nothing from our last encounter? He cackled. You even thought I was gone for good. He looked towards Fluttershy. Except for you, my dear. The Pegasus was stunned. How did you... She tensed as he took a... God, that's creepy! I don't want to read that. That sounds so, like... Okay. Calm down, Robbie. You're getting too excited. It's just a book. It's not real. Although I wish it was, because Fluttercord is my OTP. She tensed as he took her chin in his claw and said lowly, God. My God, I can't read this. I've been watching you. I should not be laughing. This is like a serious chapter. Rainbow had gained consciousness and stood between them again. You touch her one more time and you're gonna get it, Dipcord. Sick burn breath. He held up his hands. Very well, I have other things to attend to anyway. He turned to Twilight. I'm afraid Celestia won't be able to help you, given her current predicament, he used air quotes, in Saddle Arabia. The alicorn tilted her head in confusion. What do you mean? He chuckled and snapped his fingers, causing an image to materialize. The crowd gasped as they saw Princess Celestia, Luna, and Cadence sitting in a cage, their horns missing from their heads. Shining Armor narrowed his eyes at Discord. What have you done with my wife? She's perfectly fine, I assure you. So is her foal, but... The way, though, it would be a shame if something were to happen to her mother before birth. The prince's eyes widened. Her? Yes, yes. Sorry. Yes, you're having a girl. Congratulations and blah blah blah. If you hurt Cadence, Discord snapped the Discord snapped the image away. Wouldn't dream of it. But if any of you ponies even try to defeat me in any way, your princesses get it. That includes the unborn one. In a flash, she was wearing a tie and standing in front of a map of Equestria. Now for the weather. Today's forecast is cotton candy cloudy with a chance of chocolate milk. You know what? Might even be raining cats and dogs. Hope every pony gets home safely. With a final triumphant laugh, the Draconequus, disappeared and lightning struck indoors. The crowd glanced outside as it started raining chocolate cats and dogs. Every pony screamed and ran out of the ballroom in panic. Every pony, Twilight commanded, calm down. Everything is under control. No pony listened as they started flocking outside. Keep it together. Stay inside until further notice. But the crowd took their chances and hurried home through the chocolate storm. Even the Wonderbolts dashed out of there in fear. Only the orphan, Shining Armor, and Palace Guards, the princess and her friends, remained. Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Twilight shouted, get the orphans down to the cellar. They could stay there until the storm blows over. It's not safe for them to return to the orphanage. Copy that, Rainbow saluted as she and Applejack began escorting the frightened fillies and colts out. Stop it! No one cares. Fluttershy, you keep an eye on Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo. Don't let them out of your sight. The Pegasus nodded. She was scared out of her wits, but she was willing to protect those three at all costs. I'll round up the guards to help all the citizens of Canterlot get inside, Shining Armor volunteered. Good idea, Shining Armor, Twilight said. We'll rendezvous in the throne room in an hour. The most important thing to do now is to keep calm. As every pony set on their tasks, Twilight hung her head. How can she have let this happen? Equestria was in peril because she had not been prepared. Even if she did have the elements of harmony, she could not power them without her horn. Some princess I've turned out to be. That's sad. Stop it! Okay, let's see here. Discord can get you know what? If I mess up, I'm just gonna ignore it. You guys can see the words, so you know what I'm supposed to be reading. Nobody's perfect. Discord I said I wasn't going to stop, but I'm sorry, I am. Get your shit together. Discord continued to spread his chaos across Equestria. Damn it! He turned the railroads into red licorice, the buffaloes into gymnasts, the trees into candy canes, and the birds into oranges. Awesome. Ending world hunger. One flying orange at a time. The last one was thanks to Twilight Sparkle. He then switched from night to day every few minutes so he could see his work. He saved Ponyville for last. Let's see, he murmured to himself as he hovered over the unsuspecting town. What to do? He paused when he heard laughter. He glanced down and saw two ponies having a picnic under a gazebo. He recognized them as Applejack's older brother and local school teacher. The stallion was wearing a bow tie and dinner jacket, while the mare was wearing a pretty pink dress. Discord perched himself on a cloud and watched. It was nice of you to plan a picnic, Big Mac, said cheerily. Yep, her date nodded. The Draconicus had to duck as she looked up at the sky. Beautiful night, isn't it? Big Macintosh looked in her direction. Yep. Discord rolled his eyes. Come on, boy, you can say more words than that. Suddenly, a smaller version of himself with devil horns and a pitchfork appeared on his shoulder. Oh my god. What are you waiting for? They're having a lovely date. Ruin it. Me, when I see my friends are in happy relationships. Ruin it, Robbie. Ruin it. I am so evil. I think I just figured out the reason why I have so little friends. He nodded and snapped his fingers. Below, Big Macintosh let out a loud burp. He blushed in embarrassment. Pardon? She's going to dump him now, the Draconicus thought, chuckling to himself, but instead she giggled. Someone's had too much champagne. Discord was confused, but tried something else. As Cheerly took a sip of her drink, he snapped his fingers, causing her to spit the champagne into Big Mac's face. Maybe he will dump her now. Cheerly smiled awkwardly. Sorry, looks like I've had too much as well. They stared at each other and both laughed. Discord was beginning to get annoyed. He summoned up a storm of cotton candy clouds and made them rain chocolate milk on the couple. Strange, Cheerily said. There wasn't a cloud in the sky a minute ago. She yelped as a bolt of lightning almost struck her. Her clothes and mane were getting drenched in chocolate milk. Big Macintosh ripped off his jacket and threw it over her shoulders. The two ran toward the barn and huddled inside with the farm animals. Cheerily began taking off the jacket, but Big Mac stopped her with his hoof and shook his head. Thank you, Big Mac, she said with a smile. She then glanced up at the storm outside. Wow, what dumb luck, huh? Yep. They laughed and rubbed their noses together. Discord slammed his paw on his cloud. I don't get it, he shouted. I humiliated them, made it rain on their picnic, and they're still happy? Sickening, isn't it? The shoulder devil gagged. He stared down at the couple as they settled in on an embrace and looked into each other's eyes. He let out a longing sigh. Yeah, sickening. You don't sound so convinced. Why do you suppose no pony looks at us that way? We're too magnificent for such sap. Hey, why am I even talking to you when there are ponies to hear me gloat? He kicked his small self away and steered the cloud towards Canterlot. In the audio version, which is made by the author of the fanfic, he's on like a cotton candy horse. I think she should have put that in the book. But then again, she wrote this before doing the audio drama. Twilight paced around the throne room. How could I have let this happen? You've been asking yourself that for the past hour. Spike complained. This isn't your fault, Twilight. Yes, it is. Princess Celestia trusted me with running the kingdom, and look at what's happened because of that. It's Discord's fault, darling, Rarity said, not yours. Yeah, Pinkie Pie agreed. It's his fault they're yummy, delicious chocolate cats and dogs raining all over the place without a single dollop of whipped cream to be seen anywhere in sight. Bitch, me. I'm sorry, I really, really love food. I will eat anything. I am a picky everything eater. As long as it's lathered in cheese or macaroni or corn, possibly mashed potatoes, you can sign me up to eat that. Pinky, isn't that chocolate all over your face? She used her tongue to lick away the incriminating substance. Nope. Rarity rolled her eyes and turned to Fluttershy. You were right all along, sweetie. I'm sorry we didn't listen to you. It's all right, Fluttershy assured them. Rainbow and Applejack entered the throne room. Okay, the latter said. All the orphans are safe underground. The palace servants are bringing cakes to calm them down. Shining Armor appeared behind them. It's not looking too good out there, girls. The streets have been turned to lard. We already have 12 ponies hospitalized, and that's just from slipping on the street. Don't get me started on how many are getting hit over the head by cats and dogs. You know, that's how I want to die. I want to be hit in the head by a chocolate cat or dog. I mean, at least I don't even know how to explain it. It's either I want to die eating something that I love or getting hit by something that I love. Like, I want to be stabbed by a unicorn. That's literally how I would like to die. Because at least I'll know I got stabbed by something that I like very much. That sounds horrible. We gotta stop that big bully, Apple Bloom exclaimed. I know, Twilight said, but we can't use the elements of harmony without my magic. What if Fluttershy gives Discord that stare of hers? Scootaloo suggested. I don't know if that'll work on him, Fluttershy said. Quietly, she was still shocked from the experience of being in his arms. It worked on a cockatrice, didn't it? Every time I see that word cockatrice, I always think of cockroach. Like, if there was a cockroach with like the head of a chicken, or like a chicken with the head of a cockroach, do you realize how fucking terrifying that would be? I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. I say we give him a good punch in the face. Me! Let's just solve everything with violence, Rainbow shouted. And what good would that do? Applejack inquired. Even if you did manage to hurt him, he could just heal himself with his magic. Twilight, what do you think we should do? The princess buried her face in her hooves. I don't know. I just don't know. Everybody gasped as a familiar laugh echoed through the room. Giving up so soon, Twilight sparkled? That's oddly out of character for you. Show yourself, coward, Shining Armor demanded. If you don't give me back my wife, You'll what, Princey? How come you didn't get a pair of wings like your sister? Do you realize how gay he would look if he had wings? Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a male alicorn. Like, ever. Even, like, as a background pony. Knock it off, Rainbow shouted, putting up her hooves. Come out and fight, you chicken. She jumped as Discord tapped her on the back. Chicken, huh? He looked at his claw. You might be partially right about that. I thought it's a particularly... Oh, whatever. Rainbow ground her teeth together and charged at him. Discord teleported himself to the other side of the room, allowing the Pegasus to crash into a window. Fortunately, the stained glass was strong and did not shatter. Dear, dear Rainbow Dash, Discord said, shaking his head. Must it always be violence with you? Twilight stood defiantly and stomped her hoof. Enough of your gloating, Discord. Who's gloating? I'm mocking. But if gloating's what you want, he snapped his fingers and turned the floor into wax, causing every pony to slip. Look at how helpful I am. I've waxed the floor for you. What is with you and tripping ponies? Applejack demanded. Cut it out, you big bully, Apple Bloom hollered. Yeah, Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo shouted in agreement. The Draconic stooped to their level. Bully? Oh, that's coming from the pony who bullied their own cousin. Hey, Applejack attempted to get up, but slipped again. You leave my sister and her friends alone. Friends? Interesting choice of words, considering it was their quarrel that got me out of that prison block in the first place. I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Hang on. Okay. What? Sweetie Belle stuttered. Don't you remember your little class trip? You mean, Scootaloo stammered, you were the statue? He clapped his hands, which made a different sound every time. Give the little pony a prize, and let me thank you three. I would have never taken over Equestria without your help. Fluttershy had had enough. She flew off the wax floor and into the creature's face. Ew. Oh, God. That was a bad idea. Look. How dare you? You think you can intimidate poor defenseless fillies and get away with it? Discord's eyes widened at her sudden boldness. Excuse me? She poked his nose with her hoof. You best watch your step, Buster, or I'll give you the stare. What? Yeah, Scootaloo cheered. You're in for it now, buddy. Oh, I'm so scared, he said sarcastically. Suddenly, Fluttershy opened her eyes wide, and it was like some beam shot out of them. Discord seemed locked in that gaze for a moment, but then burst out laughing. Fluttershy looked at her hooves in surprise. But that should've, she squeaked as he grabbed her and rubbed her mane playfully. Oh, you're hilarious, my dear. Some ponies certainly gotten braver in the past few years. I warned you, punk, Rainbow cried, going in for the kill. Discord teleported out of the way, dropping Fluttershy in the process. Stop it, Discord, Twilight commanded. Why are you here? He appeared behind her. I'm here to negotiate. She turned to him. Negotiate? Listen, we all know you want harmony in your kingdom and your princess is safe and yada yada yada. And I don't want to be turned back into stone, so why don't we make a deal? This isn't another one of your games, is it? Rainbow demanded. Ooh, I love games, Pinkie Pie chimed. Gosh, no, he summoned up a white flag. I just want to talk. What about? Twilight asked suspiciously. You want me to stop wreaking havoc on Equestria? I simply want something in return. How about your life? That was going to be one of the things. You give us back the princesses and turn everything back to normal, or we'll turn me back to stone, he pointed to her head. Can't do that without a horn. Angry, Shining Armor shot a beam at him. Discord dodged it by teleporting to the door in a huff. Typical of you ponies. Here I come, bearing the white flag, and all you can think about is violence. Elements of harmony indeed. Get out, Rainbow shouted. You're not wanted here, Twilight bellowed. Fluttershy had been watching the entire scene with uncertainty. She did not trust Discord, but her friends were not giving him a chance to talk. With this in mind, she made a bold move and flew between Discord and her friends. Twilight, she exclaimed, I'm surprised at you. You of all ponies. Fluttershy, Twilight said slowly. Aren't you the one who says we shouldn't put reason before judgment? Discord may be an evil monster who doesn't deserve our trust. I'm right here, you know. The Draconicus waved. Same when my friends are like literally talking about me and I'm like right here. But we should at least give him a chance to explain himself. Everyone was surprised at her reaction. Discord was the most confused, but the fact that she seemed to be defending him caused him to smile evilly. Well said, my dear. She tensed as he teasingly stroked her mane. God. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. I gotta cringe it out. Just let out all the cringe. Ugh. Okay. Frightened and frustrated, she swatted his paw away and flew to Twilight's side. You are right, her friend said, before turning to their enemy. What are your demands, Discord? The Draconicus grinned and floated leisurely onto his back. The way I see it, you want 3 things from me. Your horn, order in your land, and your princesses. Actually, the last one counts for 3. 4 if you include the unborn infant, but never mind that. Anyway, I simply want 3 things in return. My, said Rarity. Aren't we needy? Twilight sighed. What is it you want? For your horn, Discord began, you will have to make a promise never to use your elements of harmony against me. What? Rainbow exclaimed. Why would we make a deal like that? You want Princess Prissy to get her horn back, don't you? It's a trick, I tell you. Tell you what, if any pony fails to keep their end of the bargain, anything goes. Minnie, if I go back on my promise, you may do with the elements what you will. The purple pony scolded but remained calm. And the other things? If I were to release Equestria of my chaos, well, I would be quite bored. After all, it isn't my nature to create disharmony. All I'm asking is a teensy bit of land where I can spread my glorious chaos undisturbed. Twilight nodded. That might be possible. What about Cadence? Shining Armor demanded. What will it take to get her back? Give me a moment, Discord said, tapping his chin. You mean you don't know? Spike questioned. I'm thinking. And he was. He had considered the first two requests very carefully, but the third had him stumped. He had to make this last one good. He thought about what he would need in his new life. If he was to abandon his hostile takeover, what would he do then? Return to his empty cave and talk to copies of him? Even if he was allowed to continue his chaos, there was no point in it if he had no one to share it with, let alone show it to. His mind then wandered to the couple he had encountered a few minutes earlier. The way they had held each other and talked to each other, looked at each other. He would never admit it aloud, but he wanted that, and it struck him. Well, Twilight asked impatiently. He grinned mischievously. Oh, I know what I want now. Trust me, this is the best deal you're gonna get. It's a 3-for-1 deal. Huh? Pinky uttered. Applejack, you're a sales pony. You understand, don't you? The southern pony muttered 3-for-1 means 3 for the price of 1, but I don't precisely. I will give you 3 mares for the price of 1 mare. We'll call the unborn filly a bonus. Silence fell on the ponies. Twilight was the first to break it. What do you mean by the price of 1 mare? Discord's grin widened. What I'm asking for is a bride. A what? He knocked her on the head. Hello, any pony in there? I said I want a bride in exchange for your princesses. A bride? Rarity exclaimed. What would you do with a bride? I'd marry her, of course, spend eternity together, maybe have a few kids. You'd make a terrible dad, Sweetie Belle cried. Oh, shut up. He snapped his fingers and zipped the young unicorn's mouth closed. Her older sister gasped and opened the zipper with a glare. Explain your reasons behind this discord, Twilight said calmly. What? He shrugged innocently. Being a creature of chaos tends to be a lonely occupation. Whose fault is that? Rainbow Dash mumbled. It's only natural that I would feel the need for companionship. Besides, if I'm going to retire, I might as well settle down and raise a family and blah, blah, blah. And Twilight gulped, this bride has to be a pony? Yes, so don't try and trick me and give a snail or a rabbit or something. Doesn't matter what pony it is, I have no preferences except for one. She has to come willingly. That means no forcing, no bribing, and no swindling. She must come out of her own free will. Rarity scoffed. Who would be willing to marry you? I don't know. Any of you mares interested? They all glared at him. Rainbow stuck her tongue out. No, Pony. He looked over at the yellow Pegasus. What about you, Fluttershy? She let out a small whimper before she could say anything. Twilight moved between them. Get out, she said between her teeth. Discord shrugged. I'm a reasonable creature. Perhaps you need some time to think about it. There's a cave up in the mountains. When you want to talk, look for me there. On that note, he vanished from the room. Oh my gosh. I think that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. I mean, if I was in Twilight's situation, I would definitely take that deal. Because first off, I need my horn not only to defend myself, but to do magic and all that stuff, empower the elements of harmony for like other stuff, like if there's another changeling takeover or whatever. And the small piece of land, yeah, that would be the first thing I would give him because, he has a piece of land. He could do whatever he wants with it as long as he doesn't, branch out into, Ponyville. So, yeah, that would be another good thing about the deal. The bride thing, I think that's also good, especially considering the fact that he said, oh, she can come willingly. And all that stuff, I'm trying to, explain it as, best I can. Again, I would accept that deal right off the bat, because you have to think about your subjects and everything like that. And I don't know if any of you guys watch Puella Madoka Magica. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think Kyubey is evil. I mean, when he told Madoka Like, oh, your sacrifice benefits the whole universe. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter if like a few people die, because I mean, you're saving hundreds of thousands upon millions of people. You know, I don't know. I mean, there's like a whole theory about it on YouTube that Cube may not be evil like we say he is. Maybe he's just like misunderstood. Because I mean, he has no emotions, so he really doesn't get anything that the girls are going through. That's why people make him out to be evil. But when you think about it, he has no emotions. How can he be evil? Because evil is part of an emotion. I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's just my personal opinion on everything. We're not really gonna give in to his demands, are we? Rarity asked. They had left the waxy throne room to continue their meeting in the map room. We may not have a choice, Twilight said. Discord thought this out very well. I need my horn to power the elements, but the only way I can get it back is if we don't use the elements to stop him. Finding a piece of land with no ponies around will not be difficult. What about the third deal? Applejack inquired. She sighed. Discord knows how desperate we are to get the princesses back. But we can't just hand some pony over to be his wife, Wordy exclaimed. We might as well be making a sacrifice to the devil. He said his bride has to go willingly. I think we should announce this to the citizens and see if any pony is willing to make such a sacrifice. Fluttershy had been silent the entire time. She couldn't get over the fact that Discord had been there. The way he had spoken to her, touched her, looked at her, it gave her the shivers. She told herself she was being paranoid, but if that was the case, why did he seem to signal her out? We should at least accept the terms of the first two, Twilight decided. If I had my magic, we could be able to find another solution, and it would be easier to think if there weren't pigs flying outside. Every pony nodded in agreement. What about Cadence? Shining Armor asked. And our daughter. I want her back too, Shining Armor, his sister assured him. But to sacrifice one of our own, I don't like the idea either, but Discord has a point. Instead of losing 4, you'd only lose 1. See, even he agrees with what I'm saying. Like, would you rather lose all 6 ponies or just 1? That's all I'm saying. Would you rather have 10,000 people die or 10 people die? And I don't know how long Cadence will last. She's strong, no matter what her conditions. She's always been able to pull through. Celestia and Luna will be strong too, wherever they are. I'm sure they're holding out. You want to get married? Luna scoffed after Discord had told them his plan. Who in the world would want to marry you? Go ahead, laugh, Discord said, rolling his eyes. Just thought you'd want to know what your lives are gonna cost. You'll never get away with this, Discord, Celestia bellowed. Yes, the whole you'll never get away with this speech. I'll respond with the usual comeback. Oh, but I will. Any other cliches you would like to point out, Celestia? Just you wait until Shining Armor gets here, Cadence snapped. You mean Prince Good-for-Nothing who always needs his baby sister to come in and save the day? She growled and lashing her hoofs through the bars of the cage. Discord simply laughed. Oh, you 3 are just too amusing. Either of you willing to save the others and accept my proposal? Luna spat at him while Celestia shouted never. And I'm already married, creep. Cadence barked. Hey, just asking, Discord said innocently. A voice called from outside the cave. Discord. The Draconequist turned. Oh, would you look at that? Sorry to leave you girls, but I have a meeting. With the wave of his paw, the cage vanished and he went to meet his visitor. Twilight Sparkle and her 5 companions were standing at the entrance. Ah, my old friends, have you made your decision already? Yes, Twilight said defiantly. She turned her head and nodded. What the heck? Okay, sorry, my mom was asking me something. Alright. She turned her head and nodded. Spike emerged from behind her, bearing a jewel-encrusted case. He hesitantly stepped forward and placed the box in front of the Draconequist. We accept your terms and promise never to use our elements of harmony against you, and to show you that we're serious about this. Spike opened the case to reveal the 5 necklaces and crown inside. Discord raised his eyebrows in surprise. Accept the gesture, but keep them. I don't want those things anywhere near me. He shoved the case with his foot and then backed away as if it were on fire. What about my piece of land? The castle ruins in the Everfree Forest, Twilight stated. You may do with them what you like, and no pony will disturb me, no pony, as long as you confine your mischief within that area. And that area would be marked by the rope bridge. Discord clapped his hands. Excellent. But who's the lucky mare I'm marrying? Twilight glanced away. Well, if you think we're going to send some pony to marry the likes of you want your princesses back? You give me what I want, he sighed. But I am a creature of my word. He snapped his fingers, blinding every pony with the white flash. Then the light was gone. Twilight's horn was back on her head, and the chaos from outside had ceased. I have all the time in the world to wait, Discord said nonchalantly. The princesses, however, will give you anything, Twilight pleaded. Just please don't hurt them. I told you, when my demands are met, they go free. Why not save us all some time and give yourself up? Who are you talking to? Rainbow demanded. Any of you. I don't care which one, but if some pony doesn't come forward soon, I will just have to make the decision myself. How about I give you, he tapped his chin, 3 days. Isn't there anything else you want? Twilight beseeched. Look, it's a bride or no deal. Got that? But I think we're done here. He snapped himself out of the cave, leaving the distressed ponies behind. Okay, I'm gonna stop there, but I will continue. I just need to upload this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see all of you guys later.